Who's good, Potato Spindly here, and like I said, we're gonna shit on something. I spent so much time sucking Activision's dick with Black Ops 3, it's time to go ahead and buy it the fuck off. That sounds vulgar, there's a spider in that corner, it's big, it's roughly yay big, I need a segue. Now, you might be saying, Spindly, you're wearing the same shirt. Well, fuck you, it's hot, it's fast to put on, and the buttons make me feel like Mr. Rogers. This color is somewhat fucked. As is this one, I think. Nope, that one's fine. Alright, so let's get down to brass tacks. Activision, as far as Call of Duty goes, typically sticks to the same formula because they found one thing that works. And it's a good thing. The multiplayer lobbies that they set up, I found an excellent way to balance it team-wise, game mode-wise. It's just all around fun. They add things, they take things out, and, you know, they play around with it. They find a nice balance, and then they release it. Except for lobby connection. Lobby connection is probably the biggest issue. They might want to put a little extra dosh to allow better connection for the servers. Anyway, I understand that that's mostly due to the internet connection of the players. I know that, but better support could help. But the biggest spin in the face of Black Ops 3 is the Nightmare campaign. I stated this in a comment of one of my Additions videos. I can't remember the name of the person that went ahead and commented on that. Thank you so much for, your comment. Thank you for the view. I really appreciate you, and you gave me something really cool to think about. Yeah, no, it's a real big spin in the face. It is not even reskin. Look at this fucker. Whamson! You stand at the wasp on the lamp? Stand at the blue wasp on the lamp. You're just getting excited. Little fucker right there. Spider's still in the corner. Now, if I'm all done with distractions, I'm going to say this. It is the campaign missions. There's been no alteration other than all dialogue lines have been cut out. Zombies have been placed in the map as the central focus. And the story is given by the main protagonist. Now, the story is really cool. That is one thing I will agree with. The concept is really cool. Winston, you want to leave that alone? I thought it was done with distractions. But no, the story is excellent. It's just they didn't really do anything extra with it. All they did was go ahead and cut out a couple of blocks of. You don't want to do that. You're about to get stung, Winston. Winston, I swear to God, if you get stung for being stupid, you're gonna leave that wasp alone. It's taking its wings at you, you dumb fuck. And he's gonna go right back on it. Oh, now it's flying around because he pissed it off. I'm never gonna get my point across. About to feed the spider a wasp. Oh, fuck me! I usually hit those things with pinpoint accuracy, but I'm distracted, I'm multitasking. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Nightmare campaign. Basically all they did was cut out a few extra blocks of data and just threw in new audio logs to play as you're uncovering everything. There's no interaction between characters. If they had taken a little bit more time, reskinned and made a few new cutscenes, I understand this would have made more time. I never thought I'd say this, but in this situation, it would have been best to actually withhold that game mode and release it as DLC after fully working on it. I never thought I'd say that, but here's the thing. While it is an optional thing and no one has to play it, it really is a spit in the face of the fans that do enjoy it, because the moment that you hear that there's a campaign mode full of zombies, you're going to be all over it. And then when you see what it is, you're just going to be let down. It was fun, but only because they put so much work in it while it was the campaign. Another thing is the writing with the campaign. There were a few things that you couldn't pick up on until the game said, this is how it is. My shirt? No, my shirt's not inside out. The fuck is it doing that? But no, for example, apparently Rachel was a love interest. I had no idea. Not until they started going heavily, hey, love interest, right here. That there was no hint at that. Some of the plot was really forced. I understand it's mostly, an action game. It's running, shooting. There was a lot of cool moments in it. But you can't just throw a few things together and expect me to feel sorry when someone dies. Especially if it's a gruesome death. I know I just spoiled it, but it's a Call of Duty campaign. No one plays it anyway. Which is kind of why they cut it out of Black Ops 4. Oh my shit! Now, Activision does typically learn from their lessons, but the big issue is they keep rolling with the same thing just because it worked once, and people do eat it up. When they come up with great ideas or good ideas, they are excellent, okay? Whenever they figured out how to balance the multiplayer servers, spot on. Whenever they start playing around with zombies, we needed that. Whenever they started adding, levels and collectibles to everything extra in the game, not just multiplayer, I am all over it. But these guys really haven't learned a lesson. At the end of the day, it's only half a game. Think about that. I mean, most of the time when you buy something, it's advertised as is. They're going to say it's the best of all, but whenever you look at it, typically whenever you buy Overwatch, you're doing something that's strictly online. Whenever you do, an Akiba's game or a Tales game, that's going to be a large-scale single-player RPG. Something like Call of Duty is versatile. You have the campaign, you have all these single-player aspects that are just excellent. And people always go to the multiplayer afterwards. That is to build upon the game. That's not the core game. It never has been. People ignore the core game. Now the core game is cut out. If Call of Duty 4 is going to be a success, they have to go way bigger than what they've been doing as far as multiplayer lobbies go. They have to put their full focus on it. If it's just your typical, 55 levels, 75, 64 levels, whatever, and then prestige up to 15 times, it's not going to do well. They're going to have to add a lot of extra content into the multiplayer. They're going to have to add a lot of strategies, specialties. They're going to have to go all out with the maps. They might even have to do what they do with zombies, which is incorporate story bits into the maps that will play over time. All I can say is Activision does have good ideas on occasion. And they do know how to throw a good twist. They know how to write some pretty damn good stories, but at the end of the day, as far as Call of Duty is concerned, they'd rather just beat a dead horse than explore their horizons, and in my opinion, that leaves them, somewhat failed as creators. You want to chase those new horizons. You don't want to just sit with what you know. You want to expand upon your knowledge and work off of it, become better, produce something great. If they had spent less time focusing on the multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty because they nailed it the first time, and just actually built the world around it, and had that as, hey, here's something extra that you can enjoy, who knows where we'd be today. They had a lot of great opportunities, but because they're not willing to just branch off, we're kind of stuck in this limbo of, they added this to multiplayer, they added this to multiplayer, they added this to multiplayer. Yeah, that's all cool, but what else are they doing? Well, fuck tech. What the hell? I need to learn to talk. So go ahead and post in the comments down below of how Call of Duty is kind of messed up in your eyes, or anything that you didn't like about any of the previous games. Now, I want to say this. That does not label it as a bad game. There's no such thing as a bad game. Someone worked hard on this. I'm not going to discredit that. What I do want to say is there's a lot of things that they could have done differently. Granted, it would have taken more time and potentially made them more money in the end. Well, they kind of skipped over it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the next video.